What's up guys, it's Salesman here. I'm in Dimple Dell Park here in Sandy, Utah. We just had our first snow yesterday. Absolutely beautiful night, pretty freaking cold. But let's get right into this video. I'm gonna share with you 5 tips on how you can be a top salesperson. So let's dive right into it. Tip number 1 is fire. What do I mean by fire? I mean every top salesperson has an insane drive. They wake up in the morning and they are fired up to crush the day. They are fired up to beat out their competition within their own company and outside their company. They're not trying to be great, they're trying to be the best within their industry. And you have to find that fire. For me, my fire is proving people wrong. People have doubted me my whole life, and it's probably the same for you. So find a fire, because in sales, it's such up and down. Sales is a land of peaks and valleys. You have to persevere, and that's why you have to find your fire. What gets you up in the morning, whether a good day or a bad day. You have to have an insane drive to become the best. So number 1 is fire. Find what drives you to an insane level. Find your fire, tip number 1. Tip number 2 is work ethic. Top salespeople have an insane work ethic. They had to work really hard to catch up to the salespeople ahead of them when they first started. They had to work even harder to get to the top within their company, and they had to work extremely hard to get to the top of their industry. If you think they don't work hard today, you're wrong. They probably work harder than ever. They probably work harder than they ever have in their whole career today to maintain their business and to keep it growing. That's why I love sales. Sales is predicated upon how much work you put in. If you put in a lot of work and you keep grinding day in and day out, good things will come. So tip number 2 is work ethic. Doesn't matter who you are, from bottom to top, you have to work hard and you have to continue building a great work ethic. Tip number 3 is perseverance. Like I stated before, sales is a land of peaks and valleys. There are gonna be a lot of times in your career where you're gonna be down in the trenches. Nothing's going right, and you're gonna have to have a mindset that everything is gonna work out, because day in and day out, you're grinding, knowing that somehow you're gonna make deals, you're gonna make sales, and you're gonna make a lot of money. So you have to have perseverance, and the top salespeople have it. They know that if they lose half their business, that they're gonna keep grinding. They're gonna keep positive. That's why they are where they are. So perseverance is so important to becoming a top salesperson, because of the nature of sales. So number 3, perseverance. Stay strong, guys. It's all up here, and think every day what you do is gonna come out with a better result in the future. Tip number 4 is take from others. And what do I mean by this? All top salespeople, when they first started, were very aware of what was going on. They saw that the top salespeople did certain things to get where they got, to make a lot of deals happen, to close sales. And you have to do the same thing. So let's say, for example, there's a guy that works at your company and his name is Bob. And Bob does these 3 things that enables him to make a lot of deals, to make a lot of money. So you can never be Bob, and don't ever try to be Bob, because you can only be yourself, right? However, take those 3 things that Bob does well and make them your own. And that's what top salespeople do. They take from others throughout their whole career, whether it's the beginning of their career, middle of their career, or the end of their career. So learn to take from others, see what others do well, and take it and make it your own. So tip number 4, take from others. Tip number 5 is don't always follow the rules. And I don't mean this in an unethical manner. I simply mean, if a rule gets in the way of you providing your service to a client or customer, then you need to evaluate the situation and say, is this rule I'm breaking unethical? And if it's not, by all means, go ahead and do what you have to do in order to provide for your customer or your client. There's a saying, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. Now, don't live by this rule for every situation, but evaluate every situation. If what you're doing is right for your client and customer and is ethical, by all means, break the rule. The best salespeople take risk. And if you have to take a risk like this, by all means do it, because you have support on your side. You have the fact that you're doing what's right for your customer or your client. And no one can really question that. No matter how mad they get for you breaking a rule, they can't question that you did what's best for your client or customer, and what you did was ethical. So tip number 5, don't always follow the rules. So quick recap, guys. Tip number 1, fire. Find what motivates you like crazy and use it to your advantage. Tip number 2, you have to have an insane work ethic to become a top salesperson. Tip number 3, you have to persevere, especially in sales, because it is a land of peaks and valleys. Tip number 4, take from others. See what others do well and make it your own. And lastly, tip number 5, don't always follow the rules. I hope this video helped you guys. I'm here to make valuable content. I want to help you guys out as much as possible. So please leave comments below on what topics you would like me to discuss. I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe, smash that like button, and hit the notification bell. As always, guys, stay hard, grind, and keep your mind right. You will become a top salesperson. You just have to visualize it every freaking day. Have a great evening, guys. God bless.